Educational Communications and this station present Environmental Directions with Nancy Pearlman. On this series, we explore the effects of human influence on the Earth's ecosystems and discuss solutions to environmental problems which affect the quality of life on this planet. Environmental Directions gives you the kind of information you need to help you participate in decisions impacting your community, the nation, and the world. Now, here's your host, Nancy Pearlman.
Hello. We are going to be talking about how bamboo can replace paper, especially for toilet paper and paper towels, with my guest, Jocelyn Faust. She is CEO and founder of HeyBamboo. She has formerly been management consulting and marketing at Salesforce. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thanks, Nancy. I appreciate you having me on.
I want to find out more about why you decided to develop a bamboo product for something that all of us basically use, and that's toilet paper. And I've tested your toilet paper out. It's soft, it's comfortable, I love it, and yet I don't see it in all the stores. So why bamboo instead of that white toilet paper that uses virgin trees and cuts down forests and pollutes with its white coloring?
Well, and you hit all the points, Nancy, already. Honestly, before the pandemic, I really didn't think that much about toilet paper. Probably as a lot of listeners do too. But it was during the pandemic that, one, I couldn't get my normal brand on the shelves, but I also heard a lot of facts and statistics about toilet paper that I had never heard of before. And it turns out that this thing that a lot of us never think about actually has such a huge impact. About 27,000 trees are cut down every day just for toilet paper. And Nancy, as you mentioned, some of those trees are mature, old-growth trees that we just would rather stay in the ground to protect our environment. So when I heard that, I just started trying lots of different eco-friendly options just for my own family. And what I found was that for a lot of brands, it felt that I had to give something up in order to be more sustainable. Whether that was the toilet paper was just really hard or uncomfortable, it was a really tiny roll, or it was really expensive. There were just a lot of things that made me think that for this product that has such a huge impact, it would be great if there was a brand that you really didn't feel like you had to give anything up, that felt super soft and comfortable, that was truly sustainable, and then also was focused on wellness, that didn't bleach toilet paper, which so much of us are just comfortable with and we've never even really thought that much about. And that's why HeyBamboo was born.
But you have to get a culture change because so many people think that toilet paper has to be white and yours is brown.
Absolutely. Exactly. I actually asked that question myself when I started to try all these toilet paper brands. I started to think, why do we bleach toilet paper? There's actually a couple of reasons for that. One, we're just used to it. We're used to the fact that we've always had white toilet paper. Two is that, yes, bleach is another chemical. And so for wood-based toilet paper, wood pulp-based toilet paper, it does make that wood a little softer since it's another chemical. But for something like bamboo, where you can actually already get a soft paper without having to use so much chemicals, it's not really necessary. And I started to look into it because I had just recently heard of so much in the news about the dangers of bleach and other chemicals and sensitive areas in feminine hygiene products. And it just started to get me thinking about, why is it okay that we're using all of these chemicals in something that we use multiple times a day without thinking about it?
You mentioned that about 27,000 trees are cut every day for toilet paper. I read a statistic that millions of trees are saved if we switch from getting the regular toilet paper. But is this a figure just for the United States or worldwide?
No, that's just for the United States. Yeah, so that translates to 9.8 million trees every year. It's a global number.
Bamboo, however, is not native to the United States. So where do you source it? And can we create bamboo farms in the United States since you have to obtain it from probably Asia? We know that pandas eat bamboo, so they're in China.
Yes, and I would love if there was a lot of cultivation of bamboo in the United States. And that's honestly what my long-term dream would be, is just sourcing everything from the United States. But Nancy, you're right. Right now, most of the bamboo is grown in Asia. We know that bamboo can grow incredibly fast, up to 3 feet a day, but they really love tropical climates. So we do have that in the United States as well. Certain parts of the U.S. are really good in terms of areas to grow bamboo. We just haven't. On top of that, there's not a big industry to convert that bamboo. So for bamboo pulp production, there really isn't a lot of knowledge or a lot of expertise for that. So that would need to grow as well. But that would totally be my dream.
Since you are sourcing overseas, there's an environmental cost of transporting either the raw material or the finished product to the United States. How sustainable is the actual production of toilet paper, and are the people being paid fair trade wages?
Yeah, in 2 weeks, actually, I'm visiting the manufacturing facility, our supplier, in Asia, taking a look at things myself, but it took me a long time to find a supplier that not only sourced the right way, but conducted business in the way that I would want to as well. So paying a fair wage is important to me. Treating the workers with respect is important to me as well. So those are all the things that we believe in and we look for in a supplier.
Bamboo is becoming a more popular material for different items, clothing, paper items. You focused on toilet paper. You're going into paper towels. Where else can we see bamboo? Because I remember growing up and just knowing about bamboo chairs.
Yeah. You know what? Bamboo is such a flexible item. In Asia, in the Philippines actually, where my family is from, there were so many bamboo homes. Basically, almost the whole thing can be grown with bamboo. Bamboo is actually, it's stronger than wood. It's even stronger than steel. So it's no surprise it's been used in building. But it's also super absorbent. It's much more absorbent than wood. It also makes a great paper product as well. One of the things that I'm eyeing, maybe sometime in the future, no plans right at the moment, is compostable bamboo utensils that could be used in place of single-use plastic at things like events. Think of the last time you were at a conference or a big event and people are using multiple single-use plastic utensils, and that just adds up. Bamboo breaks down so quickly and it can just be composted. That would be a great alternative to single-use plastics.
Sustainable events that I've been going to have been switching to little bamboo plates and bamboo cups and bamboo flatware, and so we are starting to see it in many different items. Starting a company as you have is quite a challenge, especially as a female entrepreneur, yet also creating a product and having to find the source, the factory, getting it over here, the marketing is very involved. You have been focusing on one item. When you are adding more items to what you provide, what's involved in terms of obtaining the material, the factory? Is it the same? Can they just switch to making towels instead of toilet paper? Is the marketing here the same? How do you go about it?
There are a couple things that I'm adding on since I'm adding on to my SKU. For one thing, actually my current supplier can also make my bamboo paper towels, so that's easy enough. But there is the packaging. I had to redesign packaging, create packaging for this new product. Since I also wanted to create packaging that could be used in retail, there was an added challenge as well. It had to be used in retail, but also direct to consumer, which requires slightly different packaging, but we were able to work it out. We've gotten the name out about our toilet paper. I think people really like it. We've gotten some demand also for paper towels, but we will have to get the word out. So we're already planning on creating videos and social media content to get the word out about paper towels.
I look forward to seeing all the new products in the future and trying them out. Your company is currently focused on the United States, but are there other companies in other countries around the world that are selling bamboo toilet paper and bamboo towels, or do you plan to be expanding to other continents?
There are other brands in other countries, but at the same time, we are planning on expanding as well. As I mentioned, in a couple of weeks, I'll be taking a trip to Asia where a distributor wants to talk about carrying HeyBamboo in retail locations.
What concerns me, though, is are you cutting down bamboo in the rainforest and the ecosystems where the wildlife need it, or are the rainforest forests being cut down for bamboo farms? Or how do you make sure that the areas cleared for bamboo production are not destroying ecosystems?
No, that's a really good question. And definitely, bamboo forests are home to a really diverse habitat. It's important to ensure that any bamboo you source is sustainably sourced. That was super important to me. So we made sure that we have a supplier that is certified by the FSC to be sustainably sourced in how they source their bamboo. The great thing is, since bamboo grows so quickly, you can harvest more than trees just because it can grow back so quickly. So it is super renewable.
Since I haven't been to an actual bamboo plantation or factory, can you explain to me how you take the raw material? Are they the leaves? Are they the trunks? What parts of the plant are used? How are they processed into these different kinds of materials that are used for clothing or paper or other items?
Yeah, there are so many different things that can be used with different parts of bamboo. For paper and for building, it's using the stalk of the bamboo. And so they cut it down the same way that they would cut down a tree. But the big difference is that bamboo is actually not a tree. It's a grass. And so just like your lawn at home, when you cut it, it just keeps growing, again, up to 3 feet a day. So there's no replanting, no changing the soil, any of that stuff. It just continue to grow. They use the stalk, and then they make a pulp out of it in the manufacturing facility, and that pulp is used to make paper.
If people want to switch to a more sustainable toilet paper, they can obviously order it from your company, but yet most people go to the grocery store or a big store that has many different kinds of household items. Why aren't we seeing your product there or other ecological products in competition with those that are more polluting and more dangerous for our environment?
I'm talking with some distributors now, so there's a possibility that we may be in retail sometime soon. And I think it all just comes down to the demand from customers. Consumers are starting to want to buy a lot more sustainably and are really looking to see that the products they buy are not just greenwashed. When I was taking a look at more sustainable toilet paper options just for my family, I noticed there were a lot of options that were, yes, made from bamboo or recycled paper, but were bleached and wrapped in plastic. And it kind of made me question their commitment to sustainability. When we took a look at what we wanted to create, we made sure we're zero waste, so no plastic used at all. All of the ink is soy ink, so it can really be recycled or composted. Even the core, we say we're sustainable to our core. The core is bamboo. We kind of made our product very intentional, and I think it stands out. And I think that's what consumers are looking for now, for brands that are like actually intentionally sustainable. As consumers demand these kinds of products to their retailers, I think you'll see a lot more in stores.
I'm so glad to hear that you are looking at how the packaging is and not having the plastic and using the soy ink, because I have had many sampled products that the company claims to be ecological, and it comes packaged in non-recycled cardboard with plastic inside. So they're sort of trying to get there, but they're not quite there yet.
Exactly.
I mentioned how much I love the feel of your toilet paper, but something else that I noticed is that when I use the last sheet, it automatically comes off the roll and isn't wasted. And yet the regular white, wasteful toilet paper, I lose a few sheets on that roll. How did you manage to not waste the sheets?
We don't use any adhesives inside of our roll.
You have obviously created a wonderful product, and if people want to get it, they go to your website?
Right now, you can buy it directly from our website at HeyBamboo.com. That's HeyBamboo.com.
How much competition is there?
There are other sustainable brands out there, but I'd like to say that we're unique in the fact that we are focused on so many different things that a lot of other brands are not. For example, I think we're one of maybe one or two other brands that don't bleach their toilet paper. We are truly a quality-focused brand. As I mentioned before, when I was taking a look at sustainable brands or eco-conscious brands, I just felt like people use our product, they see that it, and you used it, Nancy, you can see that it really is soft. We really made sure of that. It's a really big roll. We're not skimping on the size. It's 3-ply. It's nice and thick. And it's just focused on wellness and sustainability. We're really proud of what we've put together. We'd love to share it with all of you.
I have certainly made the switch, and I'm so happy that I have this choice and that you are providing this wonderful resource. Thank you so very much for creating the product. Thank you for being my guest.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much, Nancy.
I have been speaking with Jocelyn Faust, who is the CEO and founder of HeyBamboo. I'm Nancy Pearlman. Thank you very much for joining us, and do tune in again next week.
If you would like free information about these environmental issues, go to www.ecoprojects.org or call 310-559-9160. Environmental Directions with your host, Nancy Pearlman, is a community affairs program of the nonprofit organization Educational Communications and this station.